Hi guys, Kim here. Welcome to Backyard Blooms. I am going to go ahead and start my March garden tour. It's a little bit cloudy today, but it's going to storm tomorrow, and these blooms are looking gorgeous. And some of the other blooms that just started out, because there's three different blends in here, are already starting to fall apart. So I want to go ahead and at least get some great footage for you guys, because I don't want to miss out, because I did a lot of investment into this bulb tour for you guys, because this is for you. Like, this is labor of love for you guys. Look, isn't it beautiful? So I'll throw the blend up and what colors they are for you. And I bought these from Colorblends. If you would like to purchase them, I highly advise you to go ahead and pick out your blend that you like, probably the first part of June or July. Don't wait till October, because in October everything's going to be sold out that you're going to love, and you're going to have to pick over everything, and I don't want you to do that. So anyways, I probably bought mine in July maybe, and some of the things were already picked through. So I'm going to try to do that a little bit earlier this year and get everything on order. Now, they won't ship everything to you during that time. They will wait until October for when it's time to ship in your zone. Now, if you want these gorgeous blooms, you have to plan ahead, and you have to put them in your refrigerator from my zone, Charlotte, North Carolina, zone 8 anyways. So I live in the South, and if you live in the South, it doesn't get cold enough here for these little sweet blooms to bloom real pretty, so you have to put them in the refrigerator. Now, if you don't have room in your refrigerator, they will chill them for you, so you don't have to do that, and then they'll ship it out in time for you to plant. So you have that option too. You just have to pay a little bit extra. But I am loving this, you guys. Look how beautiful this is. Like I said, I'm probably going to have to piece together some of this video for my March spring tour, but it is so beautiful. Like, I can just look at these all day long. So after I video this, I'm going to take some of these pretty blooms inside so I can enjoy. So I hope you enjoy this video. So let's get the camera turned around so we can see these gorgeous blooms. So I am on the west side garden. This is the brand new garden that I did this past year. So everything that you see in this garden is pretty much new, except for those two limelight standard trees. They're the only things that aren't new into this garden this year. So I am so lucky that everything is just thriving, thanks to my Espoma Biotone and Land and Sea compost and a great mulching. So let's look at all the blooms that we have in this garden. So this blend has three different blends, and the peachy color came out first. So this is the peachy blend right here, and you can kind of see, that's why I wanted to go ahead and video, that I'm starting to lose a few of my blooms. But look, you guys, doesn't that make a gorgeous picture? Let's take this away. This is about ready to fall off anyways. And this one. They might all fall off on me, but look, where you can just see inside that tulip. Isn't that so pretty? I need to come back out with my really nice camera and take a picture of that so I can focus inside. And then I have some creamy color tulips here, and then some of the hot pink right there. But it's just a gorgeous, elegant blend. Don't you guys think? Do you love it? This is probably my favorite this year. Now, I did plant in my very front garden last year a blend that was called Giant blend, and they're real pretty, and that's what I did my experiment with in the very back. And towards the end of the video, we'll go back there and look to see how that experiment's doing. But I have 600 tulips in here. Like, some of them are already starting to flop a little bit. The deer got a few of them. Like, you can see, the deer came up here and ate that. I have my invisible fence up for a week now, and they're doing pretty good. So far it's keeping them out. Now, there's no fence in this area, as you can see. So I did put down some deer resistant in this area right here. I used I Must Garden, and it's more of a natural, like, it's got cinnamon and other things that the deer don't like. But once it rains, you have to reapply, and that's the only thing. And it seems like they want to come up here and munch after a good night's rain when you're very vulnerable and I can't do anything about it. Look. Look, you guys. Look at that peachy pink color. And then the inside, so pretty. That would make a gorgeous picture if you got the right angle. I really like to come out here, and I think they're prettier when the sun's shining on them. But like I said, I don't want to miss my opportunity. That would be awful. So something's telling me to come out here and just go ahead and video some. Look at this. Let's see. Inside this creamy color tulip here. So it's creamy with a bright yellow that looks like sunshine in there. I love looking inside calyces and different types of tulips. And I don't know what the hot pink one looks like. I don't think, let's see. We can get inside a hot pink one. Oh, look at that. See, they're all different. So it's got that deep purple throat in there. Love it. Like, I want to plant enough to share, but then I hate to pull anything up either. Are you guys like that? Like, let me know in comments. Like, do you hate pulling up any kind of flower out of your garden? Like I said, I try to plant enough so I can share, but then it's like, do I want to pull it up? And then the pansies are looking so pretty here too. Now, like I said, it's rained on them and they're looking a little bit sad, but you can come back, and the ones that are like not doing so pretty, you can just pinch them back too, and that will enforce them to come out and be prettier. Like, see, like this one's kind of spent and not very pretty. So you can just kind of pinch all these back like this. Look at this. That's pretty up against this cream color here. But they're sad looking. I need to come and just pinch it back. I just have not had time. And we do need the rain, so I'm not going to complain about the rain one bit. But this, like I said, will help encourage this to bloom better. So yeah. So this is the rose blend of pansies, and I bought these from Wilson's Nursery. And I think I put 2 flats in here, I believe. You can go back to my planting video. Now, this is a different blend of hyacinths, but oh my gosh, if you could smell through the camera, it smells gorgeous. Look at these different colors, this deep burgundy, and then this variegated pink and white. So pretty, and it smells so good. And they're so heavy that they're kind of flopping over a little bit. So we'll see if they stand up after the sun hits them. You can see the center of these, how they have just a little bit of yellow in the center there. They look like little daisies. They're so pretty. And these are so dark you can hardly see the center of those. And I think I bought 50 of these. I have some planted here in the West Garden and some in my cottage garden. These daffodils are looking so pretty. Now you guys, oh, here they are. Well, I believe I had a tag out for every single one of them, and I can't seem to find. I think this one's called Capiti Peach, C-A-P-I-T-I Peach, if they're the same thing. That blend right there. And like I said, I put them in like little groups of 10. so I can have like a little bouquet. Look how pretty they are. It's like one bloom, one stalk's got several little blooms on it. Now I planted these in this area because these hardy hibiscus aren't blooming yet. And by the time they start to bloom and push out some foliage, these things are going to start to die back. Look how pretty they are. This one's just full of blooms. Look at the center of that one. It's got the light peach with the dark peach in the center. These flowers are tiny. But look how beautiful. This one's ruby slippers that we planted up last year. Do you remember? And they're starting to bloom out too. Excited about that. That's a good sign to me that this plant survived through our winter. This one right here is called Apricot Whirl. Look at that. It's just starting to bloom out, so I think it's going to probably still continue to change in color. This is a double bloom. Look how pretty. So that'll be exciting when I get a big flush of these. This is my variegated winter daphne. Look how beautiful this is. It's variegated. Oh my gosh. The color combination of this is so pretty with a hot pink, light pink to white. I love the form on this winter daphne. This is a must for you guys if you do not have one. But I do think this is more for the south. I do think it's a zone 8 plant. I'll throw the zone up for you just to be sure. This container's looking really pretty too with the violas and pansies. Look at the color variation. Orange and purple go so good together. The grass is looking really pretty too. Isn't this cute bird? So cute that I'm going to put here in the cottage garden. This hyacinth blend is so pretty, but they're kind of pulling over to the ground because they're just so heavy. This is the same variety that I had up front. This is the view of my very back porch. When I'm drinking coffee, this is what I get to look at right here in spring. Look at all the color. Look at all the yellows, oranges, pinks, whites, different types of greens, oranges, pinks, blues. So pretty. Hyacinths are standing up straight. Look at the pink of blue. So if you're looking for something that wants to bloom, that's more of an evergreen, this lungwort, which is pink of blue, is a great option. They come out pink and then they turn blue, or vice versa. I'm not sure which one's which. I think they come out pink because I can see pink here, and then they turn to blue, which gives you that color variation on one plant. Plus it's variegated. Look how beautiful that is. And these are the Silly Blend from Colorblends. I planted these last year, so these are the second year, and they have done great. So these are called jonquils, and they're more good for the south, but I believe you can plant them in the north as well. But they are so pretty, and I planted these in drifts, and they pretty much all came back. There's a different blend here, so I've got the yellow with the orange. And then this is more like a paper white here. And then the cream color with the yellow. I think one of these is called Early Cheer. I think there's 6 different varieties in here. But this definitely was my very first sign of spring, you guys. So it's just so pretty to look at. And there's the other drift over here on the opposite side of my obelisk. You can see the colors of my candy corn spirea. red, orange, yellow. They look like more like a pineapple type color with all the colors that they have. This is another drift. Another candy corn spirea. I pruned this one pretty hard back in the winter time. And then my lilac is starting to come out, and I can see like green, but I can also see little buds too. Can you see there? I got little buds starting to form. So this is my second year planting this lilac, and I have it here protected by this cryptomeria tree. So I'm kind of experimenting with this lilac tree because it is a zone 7, but if you have something that you want to try and you're like, if I'm a zone 8 and it's a zone 7, make sure you get this sun protection in the afternoon. So this will have protection here in this area. And then look at the Lenten roses, hellebores. I love this combination with the lungwort right here with the pink and blue. Isn't that beautiful? They're kind of turned down a little bit right now, and I think, and I heard Jenny say, is that they have a lot of their pollen, and when they're expecting rain, they'll turn down. These are a double bloom. So let me just turn one upright for you. So a lot of different color variation on this one too. You got light pink with that chartreuse center, and then on the back side, they're more of a darker color. Look. On the back side of them. So it's still so pretty. These hellebores are doing great planted underneath these cryptomeria trees. Yoshio cryptomeria trees. I was so happy that these roots went deep. That way I was able to plant here. Look how pretty. Do you guys love this as much as I do? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this video, especially if you want to see more blooms like this. It helps me with my content, and it puts out like that this video does really good. The more you like and the more you comment. So comment like, what's your favorite spring bloomers? Do you have anything like this in your garden? If not, you need to get some. Like plan ahead for next year, like write it down, like what you want to plant in your garden. This is more of the all white one right here. Look, they almost like little rosettes. Isn't that beautiful? So delicate, so beautiful. Oh, I'm in love. Let's see what this one looks like. This is a little bit different too, with the yellow and light orange color in the center. More lungwort. Now these are ice and roses, and I have a couple of different types back there. This one's a real burgundy, and I can see this really well from when I'm sitting on my porch. So I really love the ice and roses. This is called Bennetta, B-E-N-N-O-T-T-A. And then I have another blend back there that's really pretty also. But they're more upright, so I kind of like the ones that kind of show their flowers just a little bit more. Look at these. These are so pretty this time of year, and they are a little bit of an evergreen, and they like shade, and they're doing really well underneath these cryptomeria trees too. So like I said, I have an area that can take shade, part shade and sun, because I'm getting shade from these cryptomeria trees, like especially right here in the middle. So I'm loving that I can plant more different things this year, because at first it was just all sun, nothing but sun back here. Now I get to plant hostas, if I can keep the deer out. Do you see that temporary deer fence right there? Do you see the line right there? So far, the weekend it's keeping them out. That's from fishing line, by the way. My containers are nothing to praise about. The Miss Americas looks good and it's starting to flower a little bit. I planted these in the fall. My pansies aren't doing great, and actually the deer came and ate some of this foliage, but it's starting to come back. So I didn't even realize that until days in. And then I have some ornamental kale that looks wild. But I might as well leave it in there until the first part of April, then change it out. All right, so we're at the very end of the cottage garden. I have some hanging baskets that still has that bright orange and burgundy center. I really am loving this grass. I wish I knew the name of it to share with you. When I go back to Wilson's, I'll have to ask, but it's just bright and cherry too. It's variegated. So lovely grass, and I'll be able to keep that. That's a perennial. So let's come down here and take a look. I have a climbing rose with some clematis. It's going to be beautiful. I have some more of the jonquils right here, just in another little drift. And then I planted some tulips there too. We'll get closer to those. Look how pretty these are. I especially love this color. It's like peachy and yellow. Oh my goodness, I am in love with this one. I think they maybe come out yellow and then they age a little bit as they get older. They're not very tall though, but they are getting taller as they age and grow out. At first they were bloomed, they were just way down here. Like you could see this one's way down here. Beautiful, don't you love it? I can stare at it all day long. I don't know what it looks like in the center. It's like a double bloom. Even the outer edge is so pretty. On the very edge of the garden, there's not much to talk about. The climbing rose is starting to leaf out. My clematis is starting to come up right there. And then I had some daylilies right here. The deer ate those. So that's why I got mad and started to put up this temporary deer fence right here. You can see there's a post and I have 3 wires going across. These are all David Austin roses. Some of the sedums coming up down there. I replanted those this past year. And then again, just some of the jonquils down there. I have lots of dahlias in this area. A little windy today, so you can hear my wind chime. Just another view of this cottage garden. I've got lots of more plants that's going to go in here this year. I have new dreams for this area, along with all the other gorgeous spring stuff that's going on right now. Shows you how little windy it is. Yarrow's coming up. Starting to get some buds there. Need to cut a little bit of it back. And then these are already bloomed out. I need to cut some of those back. You really don't want to cut your foliage all the way back. If you don't like the stalk, you can cut it back, but you need to wait till most of this dies back, because then that's going to give the energy into that bulb for next year. I know we really don't like to do that, but it's something that we probably need to do. In this area, these are my David Austin roses. These are called Alexandra of Kent, and I just wanted to point out that my alliums are starting to come up. So they're going to be a little while, so maybe April before they bloom for me, but I'll have to share those with you during that time. I have 50 gorgeous, big, lovely alliums that are going to look magical. It's going to be so pretty. Just another area. These are the boscabels. Now, I'm in my raised bed area right now, and these are the tulips that were my experiment. So like I said, I pulled all the bulbs up, let them dry in the sun until they were completely not green anymore, cut the old foliage out, took the bulbs and stored them, and then I put them in the refrigerator in October for 10 weeks and then planted them. And that most of them have bloomed, but they're not as tall as they were last year. Of course, the deer ate some of them for me, like right here. You can see the fencing right here. I have one area that's really sagged, and I almost feel like the deer probably try to push through there. So I'm gonna have to try to fix that. But anyways, am I gonna do this again? I don't know. Like, I don't feel like it was worth the time. I don't feel like they're as vibrant and gorgeous as they were last year, but they're pretty, don't get me wrong. But so it's something that I'm probably not gonna do again. But I liked and enjoyed the experiment. Now this blend right here on the skinny side garden is called Three Kings. And of course, I think it's called Kings because it has many crowns. Look how gorgeous these are. It's got this red blend and this purple, but I'm not even sure what color purple you call that, but it's gorgeous. And then it's got the yellow, and then as the yellow ages out, it's got yellow and red too, as you can see back here. And almost all of these are in bloom right now. That's why I said I had to come out and share this. And then these yellow pansies are looking gorgeous in the backdrop too. Look how beautiful this picture is. Is it worth it? Is it worth the money to buy these ahead of time and to put them in your refrigerator for my zone? I mean, I think it's worth it. I did this for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. This is for you and me, but I planted so many for you. I think there's 400 on this side here. This one right here is opened up a little bit more. Look at the center. And then the red. Look at the center of this one. Here's another view. And then my white by the gate still blooming over there too. So next year when you look down at the side of the garden, I think I'm gonna plant them more on the edge here, because when people walk by, you could see it just a little bit better. You almost have to on purposely look on the side garden for these tulips, where I think last year I had them more over here. And then I had these, my tulips, underplanted, but then I decided to put these in the front and then the tulips in the back, which if I come and I walk by, it looks gorgeous, but from the side or from the front of the house, it's not as noticeable. And then the very front blend has different tulips too. It's got the one that's yellow that's very similar to the Three Kings. And then it's got a regular yellow tulip that's gorgeous. So I think there might be 4 varieties. And then a lovely white tulip. And then this other blend right here that's absolutely gorgeous. So it looks like more like a double tulip. I'm really excited to see these come out more. So I'll share more videos and more pictures with you as these start to more emerge. You can see my fertilizer there. I need to mix it in. This Bakari Lilac Wonder Tulip is a dainty lilac pink flower with deep yellow centers that glow like beacons on a sunny spring day. Every garden should have at least 100 of these little darlings. This species is native to the island of Crete. So this display of tulips is in the very front yard, and this is the exact same blend that was around the trees. This area gets a little bit less sun, so these are a little bit behind than the ones around the trees. And then the pansies are called the lavender blue shade pansies. And again, these tulips are called the Lemony Blend, and there's 4 different types of tulips in here, and they're very bright, cheerful blend. They're very, very pretty. Love this display. So it's gonna be beautiful when they all start to bloom out, and I think I'm gonna probably have a beautiful display here and probably right in about a week or so. Let me just zoom up here because the sun is shining on these gorgeous tulips. The ones that are starting to come out. Look how beautiful that is. Gorgeous. So today I did a little thing that's quite different for me. I had a little garden tour and I asked people to come pick tulips. So I offered them a garden tour and you can pick 7 tulips or 7 daffodils for $22. So I'll show little pictures up of people that came and took advantage of that today. This is just a different view right here, showing the very front of the garden, and then over here on the west side garden as well. Daffodil Popeye. This variety of daffodil is especially prized for its bright yellow and white double flowers and cheerful appearance. The foliage of these plants is also quite attractive. Popeye daffodils are quite popular as cut flowers, and they make an excellent addition to any garden as they are easy to grow and care for. Daffodil Capity Peach shows off fragrant blooms with bright white petals and a pretty salmon cup with peachy pink hues that flare out slightly at the end. A cheerful and delicate-looking daffodil that will make a colorful addition to the spring garden. Daffodil Capity Peach throws abundant blooms and promises more than 5 very fragrant flowers per stem. Daffodil Petite 4 is very dazzling. The flowers have white petals and a richly filled cup with pink, apricot, and peach colors. Can you already see this beauty in your garden together with your spring bloomers? Double Sugar is a very elegant nude tulip that has large peony-like flowers. Tulip Double Sugar has pink petals and a round white center. Because of its graceful and soft appearance and beautiful color, this tulip is glorious in every spring garden or bouquet. I hope this video brought you some joy and peace today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.